What's up guys, Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and today we have another stimulus update video for you. Now this is not necessarily some super exciting news that we're going to talk about today, but it is just a few headlines and news that is related to the second stimulus check, known as the stimulus update video for you. So we're going to do this a little bit different, more of a freestyle video. We're going to try it out, work with me here. But if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. I appreciate you coming by, and hopefully that you can click on the subscribe button and the like button down below, as it really helps the channel grow. Now, before we get started, let's go ahead and jump right into the intro. What's up guys, and thanks for sticking around. So like I said, this video is going to be more of a freestyle and no exciting news, but we just want to cover a few things that are in the news for today on June 29th, okay? Just be aware that the Senate will be going on vacation from July the 3rd to July the 19th. So nothing is going to be going on during that time. However, they did state that they are going to be working. They're going to be taking their work home with them and trying to get some things done. You know, work on the second stimulus package to figure out how much they are going to give the American people as far as the next big fat stimulus check. So we'll have to see how that goes, but that is the next recess that the Senate will be taking from July the 3rd through July the 19th. Now, they will be returning from vacation on July the 20th. So we'll see what they have when they actually return. And hopefully they get some things done, because their next recess is scheduled to start around August the 7th, I believe. So they really need to get some things done between July the 20th and through August the 7th, okay? So if they are able to get some things done and figure out this next relief bill that's going to be signed, if that's going to be signed before the next recess in August, then potentially we could probably expect to have some form of a big fat stimulus check somewhere with late August or maybe early September. Don't quote me to it, but that's just if they can get something signed. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out, okay? Right now, we do expect the unemployment benefits, you know, that boost that the federal boost that they had of the $600 per week for unemployment benefits, that will be expiring in July 31st. So the Congress really needs to get their act together and get this thing figured out, because there are over 20 million Americans right now that are receiving those unemployment benefits. And if you cut that additional boost, $600 out, we could expect to see more Americans actually losing their jobs. Perhaps even we can expect 5 million more Americans to actually be losing their jobs if they don't extend those benefits. And those are going to expire at the end of July. So people have another 4 or 5 weeks that they're going to be receiving that, and we just don't know what's going to happen until they get another bill in place to either extend this or replace it with something else, or put more relief money into the hands of Americans. On another note, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, they wrote a letter and called on Mitch McConnell today regarding the previous HEROES Act. You know, the act that was actually passed by the House back in May, and nothing has been done since then. Well, Nancy is demanding for the immediate start of negotiations on this relief bill, as cases are continuing to spike up. The numbers have been spiking up over the last couple of weeks tremendously over all of the states, majority of them. So they're upset about this, that the Republicans haven't even looked at this relief bill, and they're not even wanting to entertain it. And people are struggling right now. People are losing their jobs still left and right. And these benefits are about to cut out on July 31st. And so they want some action to at least work with the Democrats on looking at this HEROES Act to figure out what they can take and what they can remove to get this bill signed or something. So they want to know from Mitch McConnell, what type of actions can we take? Everybody's upset right now, and they want to get some action taken. And they are actually demanding that they change their mind and work with the Democrats to figure this thing out together. Nothing good right now is happening. So that's just some action that they've sent Mitch McConnell, and we'll see what that response is. Maybe perhaps tomorrow we'll have a response from them on that. Also, the state and local governments right now, they are running out of money as well. They have already laid off about 1.5 million people because of this pandemic. And if they don't get some new funding being sent to these local governments, then there could be potential of more people being laid off, more Americans, millions of people. Lots of Americans are at risk right now, and not just with the local governments, just with the regular jobs, especially as our economy has started to open up and some people were actually given their jobs back and coming back to work. Well, now that these cases are spiking back up, these places are probably about to start back shutting down again. So these people are going to be losing their jobs right over again, and then they're going to have to file for unemployment. So we're probably going to see a spike in the unemployment numbers again when those numbers come out, which I think that's either this week or next week. So we'll have to pay attention and watch out for that as well. Right now, I feel like the politicians are just not taking this seriously. This is an emergency situation as these cases are spiking up right now. The politicians they're just going on recess. I know every American out there, if you're not in Congress, you are wondering how can they be taking another recess or vacation at this time when our country is in need of action. We look towards these politicians that we have elected to do their work, to do what they've been paid to do, to get things done, to get another relief bill signed and figure out what's going to happen so that Americans can know what the next objective is, so we can know whether we're going to have a job or we need to move from our house and move into something much smaller, or just whatever the case may be. Americans need to know something and need to know what type of action needs to be taken. And as of this Friday or Thursday, the politicians are going on another vacation break. So, it's just sad. It's just sad to see that the politicians are continuing to do what they normally do. They don't really see the need for more stimulus relief. They don't really need to see the urgency or the emergency that we are dealing with right now, and they're just carrying on as normal. So, for you guys need to pay attention to who you elect within the next run-up or whatever the election is. So pay attention to that, who we elect, because these are the people that we elected to run this country. So it's just saddening. So moving on, Arizona is now considered one of the epicenters of the pandemic as they are seeing another record high in hospitalizations. The WHO, or the World Health Organization, has warned that the outbreak is far from over. So don't think this thing is about to end anytime soon. These cases are just going to continue to go up. So not sure if y'all have saw, but the death count from the virus has actually reached 500,000 deaths over the weekend, according to the Johns Hopkins University. They're the ones that keep the official record track of the cases and deaths from the pandemic. So 500,000, guys, man. And right now there are at least 12 states that have either paused or canceled their reopening. These different states are constantly reopening more and more each weekend. Well, there are 12 states that have paused the reopening, and there are also 36 states with rising cases week over week. So, and I live in one of those states right now, Texas. So we can definitely see the fear on the local news stations here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. So, it's just something that we need to be mindful of. And, at this time, there are only 2 states that are actually seeing decreased numbers in cases of the infection. And those states are currently Connecticut and Rhode Island. So congratulations to you if you actually live in one of those states. Obviously, you guys are doing something right, unless you guys are just not testing people. So congratulations. Yes, definitely. Now to move on to somewhat of a good news. We actually have Congress in Washington actually agreeing on one thing right now. Over the weekend, Vice President Pence was urging everyone that they should be wearing a mask and keeping your social distancing. Prior to this, it was very hard to see Mr. Trumpy or Mr. Pencey wearing a mask. Even when they were surrounded by other people right next to them, they wasn't wearing any type of mask whatsoever. But now that the cases are spiking up more than ever, Pence is standing his ground and calling for everyone to start wearing a mask. And in addition, Nancy Pelosi was also saying that wearing a face mask should be mandatory nationwide. I know a lot of people out there are actually against this, but it actually protects the entire country if we all wear masks together. It's an effort for everyone to do. Even if you don't believe in this pandemic, you should still wear a mask for everyone else. But, that's just my 2 cents. And now the Democrats and Republicans are wearing masks more than ever as well. I know we've seen a lot of them not wearing masks as well. So that's a good thing, and last but not least, we have the CDC director, Tom Frieden, was on Fox News on Sunday to talk about the rise in cases that have been reported. He specifically stated that 100% that he is 100% certain that most states that are seeing an increase in the cases spiking out of control, that it is a real increase. He stated that it is not because they are actually testing more. I know there's been some discrepancy about that just places are actually just testing more people. So that's why the cases have been increasing. But he states that he is 100% sure accurately that it is not because of that. He said that the virus is spreading at a much more higher pace for multiple reasons, which one of those reasons is because most states have started opening back up and people are just being more relaxed about the whole situation, and just not social distancing. So that's what he had to state right there. So with that being said, I urge all of my followers on this channel, even if you're not a follower, I hope that you will hit the subscribe button and you'll start following this channel. But for everyone and your friends to start wearing a mask and really focus on keeping your social distance so we can see the numbers go back down again. So the country is in desperate need right now in more areas than just the pandemic, as other people are losing their jobs as well. So if we all work together, we can all get through this at the same time. So I thank you. If you guys enjoy these stimulus update videos, hey, give this video a like, as it definitely helps out the growth of this channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.